Hey guys, welcome back to the Q&A answer video. I just want to give a quick shout out to Jake's Reptiles for making a new banner for me and making my channel look pretty cool. So thanks for that, mate. Really appreciate it. So, first question is, what is your favourite species of snake and do you plan to work with venomous snakes? I can't really pick a favourite species as far as the snakes that I own. I really enjoy working with all of them. Royal pythons have obviously got a soft spot with me, but as do all of the snakes that I currently have. In general, I'd probably say that green tree pythons are up there in my favourites. I think they're absolutely stunning creatures. I'd really love to own one at some point. But yeah, I guess I could say that they're probably my favourite. As far as venomous snakes go, I don't have any plans to work with them. I keep all of my animals in my house, and I wouldn't have the space to work with a venomous species. But no, nothing on the horizons as far as venomous snakes go. But brilliant question. Thanks for asking. So the next question is: are you going to make any bioactive setups? The answer is yes. I've got one already for my bumblebee walking toads, which is going really well. I'm planning to move my praying mantis into a fully bioactive setup, probably early next month, depending on when I can get the plants that I want for it. I don't think I'm going to put any of my snakes into bioactive setups just yet, but I'm definitely looking at putting the smaller creatures that I have into fully bioactive setups. So yeah, definitely. So next we've got, will you get a crested gecko? I would absolutely love to have a crested gecko. They've been one of my favourite gecko species for a long time, and I've just never been in the right place at the right time to get one really. As soon as I've got a bit more space and the setup fully planted, because I'd love to have a cresty in a bioactive setup, I would love to get my hands on a harlequin crested gecko. Yeah, it's on the list of absolute dream animals that I'd love to have, and it's kind of one of those animals that lots of people keep, and I still think they're absolutely incredible creatures. I'd really love to own one. So yeah. So next question is, if you could own any species of hot or venomous snake, what would it be and why? Going back to the question earlier, I probably wouldn't own one at the moment, but if I'm looking at it as if I had all the space and all of the facilities that I would need, I would definitely go for a monocled cobra, preferably leucistic. I think they're the most incredible looking venomous snake on the face of the planet. That would definitely be the one that I would choose. But yeah, as I said, I don't have the facilities to look after one at the moment, and I wouldn't be able to keep one in my house comfortably. It just wouldn't be right. But you know, in a perfect world, that would be the one that I'd love to keep. Next up, we've got, could you make a snake handling video and tell everyone what is your favourite snake and why? As far as favourite snake goes, I think we've covered that pretty well. And yes, I would absolutely love to make a snake handling video. I've got a broken arm at the moment, so filming and handling at the same time is a little bit difficult. So I can either ask a friend to give me a hand with that, or it'll have to wait until my arm is healed, and then that video will definitely be up. Alright, so this next one's a few questions. So it goes, how many herps do you have? How much did your viper geckos cost, and where did you get them? And do I prefer tropical or desert setups? So I've got 17 animals in total at the moment. That's 3 royal pythons, 3 corn snakes, 1 boa constrictor, 1 bearded dragon, 1 leopard gecko, 2 viper geckos, 2 African clawed frogs, 1 praying mantis, 2 bumblebee walking toads, and a Mexican red knee tarantula. I think that's everyone. So my viper geckos didn't cost me anything. They were a rescue. They were originally from a private breeder, and then whoever bought them from there, they weren't looking after them very well, so I took them on. One of them passed away. Looked like she had a case of metabolic bone disease. She couldn't eat properly, which was a shame because I was rooting for that little one. So yeah, so they're a bit of a rescue case for me. The other two are doing really well now. Do I prefer tropical or desert setups? Personally, I really enjoy planting tropical style setups and even just doing artificially decorated tropical style setups. I always find the desert setups a little bit more tricky, depending on the animal, obviously. My bearded dragon, for example, I would love to go all out and do an incredible desert setup, but for that, for me, I would want to put sand in, and for him, that's kind of a no-no. So desert setups visually aren't as good as the tropical ones that I like to do, for me personally, but I do enjoy both. The next question is, what's going to be your next animal, and have you thought about getting into scorpions and centipedes? As far as what my next animal is going to be, I currently have no idea. I'm completely maxed out on space for the time being, and I'm looking to just improve the enclosures that I currently have with the animals that I currently have, and I'll see where I go from there. Have I thought about getting into scorpions or centipedes? I would absolutely love to get some Asian forest scorpions at some point. Scorpions have always been one of the animals that I really, really enjoy. I think they're brilliant. Centipedes, I've never actually really thought about until reading that question. So probably not for the time being, but that might be something I look into a little bit down the line, actually. So, jumping back to the previous question, this one says, do you plan on getting any more reptiles? If so, what species? And if not, why not? So, as I said, I'm probably not going to get anything anytime soon. Got a lot on my plate at the moment, and I'm fairly maxed out on space. So, nothing really on the horizon, but there is, a list as long as my entire house of what I would love to fill it with. So it's not for a lack of want. I don't have the room for it, and I really enjoy to give my animals as much space as possible. So I'd love to take care of the ones that I currently have and give them the best that I can before I would invest any more time and space into something new. So that's kind of my standpoint on that for the time being. But if I was to ever have any more space, it would probably be filled on the same day. So the last question is, have you had reptiles your whole life, and what was your first? So no, I haven't had reptiles my whole life. I've been keeping them for about 10 years now. When I was younger, some friends and family members had reptiles and other exotic animals. Personally, I've always kept dogs and mice and rats, that kind of thing. And I got my first reptile when I was 16 and a half or 17, and that was my bearded dragon. And he's heading on 10 years old now, and I've had him pretty much his whole life. So he was kind of the typical starter reptile, and definitely the little ambassador that got me hooked on the hobby. It wasn't until about 7 years after getting him that I got my first snake. So really, my collection has grown over the last 2.5, 3 years to what it is now, and I hope that in the future it can grow more. As long as I can give the animals the best quality of life possible, then I'd love my collection to grow. Alright, so I hope I've answered all of your questions the best I can. If I've missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you through there. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that asked a question. I really enjoyed answering them. And if you've got any more questions in the future, as I said, just drop me a comment and I'll reply as soon as I can. So cheers, guys.